Now, straight talk. The Film Cynics on C-FAX 1070.
Greetings and welcome back to the Film Cynics. Steve and Brian sitting in on a Sunday afternoon talking movies, television, pop culture, and all that stuff. Brian, how's it going, man?
It's going good. I wish I had more water.
Well, that's an interesting request. We'll see what we can do. Hey, we're on a budget here, buddy. We come to our post news break segment, and for those who know, this is when we review a DVD.
Who wants a DVD review?
I just got to realize that might be the most misleading intro ever.
Where did you get those kids to do that for you, by the way?
That is in GarageBand. When I hook
cool.
on my computer, when I hook up my keyboard and I put on like audience sounds and you press a key, it sounds like kids cheering.
There's the kids cheering. Okay, well, this week we are reviewing Drew Barrymore's inaugural, or I guess directorial film, Whip It, starring Ellen Page and just about every girl power actress you could find working today. Yep. It is all about roller derby. It's based on a young adult novel called Derby Girl, written by Shauna Cross. And Shauna Cross actually was able to come back and write the screenplay for this movie as well. So when we talk a little bit about disconnection of dialogue and stuff like that, we don't have to attribute it to the author. Basically, Ellen Page plays a young girl living in Bodine, Texas. Her name is Bliss Cavender, and she has been sort of guided into beauty pageants by her mother, who was once a beauty queen herself. But she's disillusioned with the world of beauty queening and decides to join up with the roller derby set, which seems a lot more rough and tumble and really incongruous to her intended lifestyle from her mom.
And no offense to Ellen Page, it really seems out of place for a girl that's probably about 5 feet tall and 98 pounds.
Yes, I'm really not exactly sure how she's able to throw people around, but she does a pretty good job. While she's there, she gets this new sense of empowerment. She meets all kinds of interesting ladies who are of all different walks of life, and one of them is actually played by the director, as one might suspect, if Drew Barrymore is directing this thing. But we've also got Kristen Wiig in there. We've got Zoe Bell.
Eve.
Zoe Bell is my new favorite girl power actress. You cannot have a girl power film without Zoe Bell in it.
No.
You were saying Eve, and Ari Grainer. She's in there too. She's looking pretty fine.
I'm not familiar who she is. She's an attractive lady, though.
Yes.
And the best, to me, my favorite roller derby girl is Juliette Lewis.
Yes.
Playing, I forget her name. Maven.
She's the bad guy.
The bad girl.
Yes.
And this girl, she's like the on the opposing roller derby team and kind of has it in for Ellen Page's character.
Yeah, she's sort of like the Draco Malfoy of this movie because
Exactly.
she plays the same position and she feels that slighted because this new girl played by Ellen Page. So Bliss comes in and takes over everything from her, and so
Juliette Lewis, who basically in this entire movie just walks around oozing sexuality.
She is sexy. It's
just incredible how awesome this girl is in this film. Is playing the Iron Maven, and she kind of tries to get inside Ellen Page's head and kind of throw off her game. But the one person that I really enjoyed in this film that I'm kind of glad made it is Aaliyah Shawkat.
Yeah.
You might know her as Maybe from Arrested Development.
Yeah, it's weird for her to pop up here.
She was probably the most underappreciated character on Arrested Development because she's so good playing a kid who almost acts like an adult most of the time.
Yeah. And
she hasn't really done anything since then. So to have her come up in a movie and play a pretty important role as Ellen Page's best friend, I was really kind of happy to see that.
Yeah, no, it sounded like from at least from the one of the deleted scenes I watched on the DVD that she's supposed to be Ellen Page's Indian friend. She's supposed to be of East Asian descent.
Really?
But yeah. Well, South Asian descent. But, I mean, I didn't really pick that up. I don't know why that was...
I don't know why that would matter.
Yeah, me neither. But it was sort of it was something that you'll see in the deleted scenes. Another interesting character in there, I thought, was Luke and Owen Wilson's older brother. I didn't even realize he was related to them. Andrew Wilson as Razor, the coach of the team.
The hard-done-by coach who comes in listening to, what was it, that Wilson band?
Yeah.
Hold On, the song. Great moment. But anyways, he has all these great plays designed for his team, and they never listen to him because he's their roller derby coach. And then you'll find out that maybe he knows what he's talking about. But
now,
no, it's kind of cool.
He's all decked out in his headband and his tennis shorts. And I wondered to myself, like, okay, so what's the deal? Is Texas really like I see it in this movie. Like, is it really sort of frozen in the 70s? Is that how it is?
I think you're maybe mistaking Austin, Texas for all of Texas.
Well, maybe our friend Dylan from Arizona could have filled us in a little bit more on what it's like in the southern United States. But
well, I'm sure I've never. I have this weird fascination with Texas right now from watching Friday Night Lights, which is set in this fictional town of Dillon.
Yes, we're all very excited about Friday Night Lights.
Anyways, let me have my moment.
We're reviewing something else. Stay on topic.
I'm getting to the point, which is that I really have this thing about Texas where I think I'm going to end up in Austin, Texas one day. And watching this movie made me really want to go down there because the people in this town seemed really cool. Like, I'm not sure if the 1970s thing is that apropos. I think it's more of a hipster thing, which is sort of like a 1970s thing, but not.
Well, I don't know if it's really like that or just did Drew Barrymore decide to color it as such.
I think that's what she decided to do, is try to make these people in this movie a little bit cooler than what maybe they're normally like in that area. But you're right, it does have a weird feel. It is kind of this weird time.
That guy Razor was driving a dune buggy. Like, what's up with that? You know?
Maybe they drive dune buggies down there. It is hot out a lot of the time.
Now, so I thought it was, I thought it was an impressive for a first movie, but I don't know if Drew Barrymore's really got, like, she didn't have it down, at least for this first time out.
No, like I was saying to you before, that after I watched this the first time in the theater, and I really enjoyed it. I really got into it and the whole empowerment thing with the women, and it was a fun time. Having watching it again last night for the review, I really started to see a lot of the the cliches that happen with a directorial debut. Like, there's a lot of scenes that happen where you're like, really? Like, it's just because you wanted to have a food fight, so you decided, like, hey, let's put it in the movie. I don't know if it was in the story already, but it just seems like one of those things that you just throw in because you're directing a film, so you can do whatever you want. And a lot of just the way the character, like, information was revealed was a little cliche.
Yeah. Well, there was one scene in particular for me where Ellen Page's character, like Bliss, is sitting by the fridge with her mom, and they're having a heart-to-heart talk about romance. And sitting on the fridge is a heart magnet between the two of them. And I was like, really? Like, that's how you're going to approach this? Like, maybe she thought it would be a cutesy touch, but really it just seems like amateurish sentimentality. That's what I think. That's
what happens when you direct for the first time. But having said that, it's not a terrible film by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's not.
It just probably could have been handled in a more a mature way.
Well, I don't know. I liked it. I didn't like it. I mean, I thought it was a good girl power movie. As far as for me, not so much. I mean, to really bring me in, it would have needed a great soundtrack, and the soundtrack is only so-so in this. The songs are used pretty ineffectively, as far as I'm concerned.
They're very random.
Yeah, and and the fact that they, like, at the point where I was saying this soundtrack was disappointing is right when a Radiohead track comes in, a classic Radiohead track, and I'm thinking, you jerks, you're just trying to sucker me in with this stuff, and it's not going to work. I'm wise to your game. So, yeah, I was sort of let down by that aspect. And where I thought that could be probably one of the strongest elements of the film. Yeah. And it wasn't.
Yeah, no, the music was kind of haphazard at times. Like, it came in and out, like you said. And some of it I really liked, but some of it I felt like it was just a first-time director putting all their favorite songs into a movie. But having said that, I do recommend it. I'm going to say it's a renter.
Yep.
It's an enjoyable film. You'll probably have a good time, especially if you're on a date. Your girlfriend will really like it, or boyfriend will really like it. And the performances are strong. Like, Daniel Stern did a really great job as the dad, and Marcia Gay Harden as the mom. They were great.
Marcia Gay Harden's always top-notch.
That's what I mean. Like, they have really good actors in these roles, so it kind of brings out the movie and makes it stand out. So it's definitely a renter.
Yeah, it's great despite the presence of Jimmy Fallon.
I liked it.
I'm giving it a cannot miss renter. Have to rent it. It's really worth a watch. It comes out on Tuesday from our friends at Fox. It's Whip It and directed by Drew Barrymore. So go and check it out. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to geek out about internet browsers. Stay with us.